everyone, welcome back to another multiplayer battle 2v2 featuring the beasts. This is a map, an all forest map, which is pretty crazy. So to go over the units here, we have Minotaur with shield, we have a Razorgore herd here, Surreal brought a Razorgore herd back here as well. We have multiple Bestigores in the back, we have a Gorebull, we have a Bray Shaman of the Wild. My leader is Malagor the Dark Omen, who is in front of or behind a whole line of Ungor herd spearmen. We have a generic beast lord on a chariot. We have more Bestigores. Then over here we have some Ungor raiders deployed in the back. I have Ungor raiders and Ungor herds deployed over here with Centaurs with great weapons. Normal Centaurs deployed over here. Surreal brought Ungor raiders deployed in Vanguard, backed up by more Ungor herds, more Centaurs with great weapons over here, and they were also fighting against a greenskin player. But to round out the other beastmen, we have a couple Minotaur groups here and here. We have another Malagor, we have a couple of the Ungor spearmen with Ungor herds, spearmen, whatever. Ungors with spears. We also have Gore herds in the middle, and then they also on the flank have a Bestigore herd. I think that is it for this player. And then for the green skin, we have an Arachnarok Spider, we have one group of Trolls, a group of Black Orcs, a couple of the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, a Goblin Wolf Chariot, Azag the Slaughterer, Goblin Archers, couple of Orc Biggins, Orc Boys, and then Goblins and more Forest Goblins. I think that covers it. Now, this is a crazy battle because I hate fighting in the forest. So I'm going to be honest, there isn't much strategy on my part here. So we're just going to kind of watch this battle play out. Because I suck in forest battles. Because even when you hold down spacebar or if you hide the foliage permanently. So you can see here as we zoom in, you can see it hides the foliage. But the thing is, I always play about this height. So this does nothing for me. Because I just need to see the entire battlefield at all times. And you can also do this, the tactical view. So I'm going to be honest, I didn't really know what was going on through most of this battle. But hey, let's go. Let's do it. Let's watch it. I also turned on Alliance colors. So I'm going to have the yellow shade. Surreal's beasts are going to have the blue shade. And the enemy is going to have the red shade. Now over here, I did notice these Centaurs because they can't hide anywhere. They don't have stalk or hide in the forest. So I'm going to try and isolate them as the best I can, and we're going to try and deal with them. Now they can't see my Ungor Vanguard deployed force there. Neither do they know about Surreal's Ungor force. They can see the Centaurs though, because again, they don't hide in the trees. And of course, we have no knowledge of these Ungors that are way, way, way out there. Currently, I believe Azag is going to be flying over here, and the greenskin player is going to try and go towards our flank. I am bringing some Minotaurs and Razorgore herd into our main force over here. And just getting our Ungor Vanguard force deployed in a position where we can support our Centaurs when they go in. But I can't stress how much I hate forest maps. I just hate them so much. Although I love looking at them. Like, I love battles that take place in the forest. Like this. This looks great. But God, actually fighting them is nuts for me. So here we go. I'm trying to send a Centaur group over this way, and then we're going to send the other Centaur in as well. I want to try and take out their cav as soon as possible, is my goal. And now our raiders should be getting in towards archer range. Now they do pull off one of the group of Centaurs, and I don't catch them with my secondary group. So now they're just kind of on the run. And they're going to be able to get into my raiders. Not where I wanted them to be. I'm going to try and chase them with another one of my Centaur groups. Centaur. My poor raiders just continually get hit. But you can see we did temporarily push back that one group of Centaurs. Still going to use all these names. Here comes Azag. He's going to start dropping some spells. I believe he tries the Fate of Buna. I think he was aiming for these Minotaurs, but accidentally clicked an Ungor. Maybe not. Here we go. So they clicked an Ungor Raider with the Fate of Buna spell. Very odd. And then Azag is going to drop into the middle of my Minotaurs and these Ungor Raiders. Or Ungor Herd, sorry. The Raiders are the Bowmen. And here comes the Forest Goblin Spider Riders to reinforce. And here comes the Trolls. Over here, we're going to have a little bit of an engagement with one of my Ungor spears going into a Ungor herd. So yeah, I'm trying to hold off the Beastmen because I want to try and isolate the greenskin player at this point and try to make them collapse first. I did summon a Cygor. Actually, that's Surreal Cygor. I believe we both summoned one with our leaders. And again, Surreal is blue, I am yellow, and the enemy beasts are red. Well, there's so much stuff going on right now. It's slowing the frame rate. Holy crap. All these spell effects. Give you a view of what's going on in the battlefield here. The other Beast player sent a lot of their forces to come deal with my Vanguard force, which I'm totally okay with because they're not necessarily throwaway units, but they are not really the main part of my army. So yeah, you can see a lot of them getting sent over here, and I'm going to let them just kind of chase us into the hills. While, man, where are they? There they are. Okay, so their other Vanguard deployed forces are still trying to just get to the actual battle. So that's what's happening over on the left flank. So the Beastman player is kind of tied down with a couple of my spears and the rest of my Vanguard force, while the main fight is happening over here with the Greenskins. You can see the Arachnarok spider coming up. There's Surreal's leader on his chariot. He loves bringing the chariot. These Minotaurs are serious. Trying to nail that Arachnarok with the Cygor. Here comes some of the enemy's Beastmen, or Minotaurs, sorry, into our Bestigor herd. There are my Centaurs. And yeah, so like the entire battle, I'm looking at it from up here, and it's just a mess to me. Where you have units over here being chased. It's just, things are everywhere. Here's my Razorgore herd, though. Chasing down surrounding units. I like the Razorgores. I think they're really cool. There's our Gorebull. Is that the enemy's Gorebull? That's our Gorebull. Ooh. So yeah, I don't know exactly why, but the entire Orc line broke like that. Now, we do have some units that have Fear and Terror in here, but man, they break really quickly. And so over here on this side, my units are still dealing with the some of the Ungor Raiders, I believe, and their hero, Malagor. There's some of the Gore herd. Yeah, here's Malagor. He's just back here in kind of safety. He does look really cool. I like Malagor. And then on the extreme left flank, we are still getting chased by a lot of the beefier units of the Beastman player, which I am, again, okay with, because we isolated the Greenskin player, and we have routed them for the most part. Azag is still in there, and the Arachnarok is still in there, but it is currently breaking due to no allies around, and all their enemies are just kind of hitting its legs, and there's a rock that just hit it right in its butt. Way to go, Cygor. Way to go. The fact that you have casters that can summon a Cygor and another caster that can summon a Manticore into battle, that's just... I mean, I haven't played enough yet, but that seems just to be really, really strong. I believe some of the Greenskins do rally. Yeah, here they are. We have a couple of Goblin units getting into our Ungor herd. But they are just Goblins. Now we have some of the Beastman units filtering in. There goes a Malagor spell, that explosion. I don't remember the name of it offhand though. So we have some of their Minotaurs into our lines now. Bestigor is doing what they can against them. you're still attacking the Ragnarok. Good throw, Cygor. Good throw. I believe we're chasing off Malagor with some Centigores at this point. Or we were, but I think they actually routed. What else is over here? We have an enemy Cygor protecting Malagor. Surreal did send in some of his Centigores as well. They're working on the Cygor right now. For the greenskin player, what we have left are a couple units that came back from routing. The Ragnarok is now back. We also have some Gore Herds behind us. Where else do we have? The Goblins are starting to rout, and these Orc Boys are going to rout pretty soon. But they did come back from routing for another go. We do have our Minotaur still over here, though, just doing some damage. Impaling orcs, flinging them away. Minotaurs are so amazing. Oh my god, gored another one. No! No, you enemy gore herd. Oh my god, gored a third one. This Minotaur's on a roll. Do it again. Okay, never mind. And they're breaking for a second time. Ragnarok is currently finding some Bestigors and getting shot at by our Ungor Raiders that are nearby. I believe the Cygors are still trying to fire at it as well. Over here on this flank, it's just units kind of everywhere. Nothing much really happening though. Malagor is coming in. His Cygor is still up and operational. Operational? What is he, a machine? Still alive and throwing. Now we're going to try and kill Malagor. Oh! Nailed our Cygor in the... I don't even know, in the foot? Now, Malagor is not exactly a frontline fighter. But he's going to do what he can. Over here, the Ragnarok is going to be broken for a second time. Or maybe it was the third time at this point. And yeah, we just have units all over the place. And this was another battle where everything was just kind of reactionary for me. I didn't have a plan. I couldn't see a lot of what was going on because of all of the trees. And I was just kind of clicking a unit and right-clicking. I'm like, you have a picture of an axe? Okay, you go over here and attack this picture of a cudgel. You know, things like that. So I'm gonna be honest, I got lucky here. Maybe Surreal had strategies the entire time and knew exactly what he was doing. I was just no idea what I was doing. I had units everywhere. And I will try not to play on this map again. Although it does give an advantage to the Beastmen because a lot of their giant units, like the Giant and I believe Minotaurs or maybe just Centigores. I have to look at that again. I'm still learning the race, but they have a lot of immunity to the large penalties in forests. So this is actually a great map for Beastmen because almost all their large creatures have no penalty whatsoever, whereas most other races are going to suffer a penalty in these trees. And there's trees just everywhere to hide in. It's just definitely a Beastman favored map. But yeah, good games to my opponents and with Surreal as well. Let's take a look at the kill count. For me, we have 0 kills on Malagor, but hey, he summoned a Cygor, so that's cool. 49 kills on a Gorbull. Let me tell you this, the Gorbull, we'll take a look at the Gorbull after this. The Gorbull is nuts. We have some decent amount of kills, I think, on these Ungor Spearmen. They're only 300. A couple decent kills on the Ungor Herd as well. They are only 400. The Bestigors, I brought 2 of them. Only 1 did pretty well. The Ungor Raiders kind of got shut down by Centigores and Minotaurs that were sent over to kill them, so they didn't really have much time to shine. My Centigores are great weapons, I think, did rather well. The Razorgore Herd, 82 kills, but it was honestly just chasing, routing units here and there. And my one group of Minotaurs, 90 kills, which Minotaurs is just so strong. For Surreal, we have 56 kills on his Beast Sword that was on a Chariot 5 with the Brave Shaman of the Wild. I think his Spearman Herd did really well. They held a line. That's what they're there for. The Ungor, wow, 95 kills on Ungor Herds. Really good. Beastgore Herds did okay, but they are 1,000 each. Anti-armor, kind of like Black Orcs, but I think they're actually a little weaker. Centigores are great weapons. 102 kills in his Razorgore Herd. 132. Wow. Enemy Beastman, 100 kills on this Ungor Spearman. That's more than makes up for the cost of it. It's a super cheap unit. 122 kills on this unit, 0 on that one. Gore Herds, I think, did pretty well. They're kind of just like a basic mid-tier infantry, kind of. But those are the ones with the shields. The ones without the shields, the one that can Vanguard deploy, they didn't get too many kills. Beastigore, 219. Oh my gosh. That is really good. This one didn't do as well, but that one, 219 kills, is excellent. These two Centaurs, I think, did rather well. They're pretty cheap cav, and Minotaur, 180 kills. Super good. For the greenskin players, 142 kills for Azag. 32 for a Goblin Big Boss that I honestly didn't even know was in the game. Goblins did really well. That's insanely good. What were they fighting? I think they're just fighting Ungors. Huh. Orc Boys, one did pretty well. One got shattered pretty quickly. The Orc Biggins did okay. Black Orcs kind of got shut down. The Goblin Archers got shut down. Decent amount of kills for them. Goblin Wolf Chariot, I like it, but I just don't think it does too much. Trolls kind of got shut down because they were sent in really early, and then the Ragnarok netted 111 kills. So pretty good all around. High amount of kills for a very chaotic battle, which I didn't even know what was going on half the time. But yeah, let's take a look at the Gorbul. Because, man, the Gorbul... Oh, yeah, I didn't even cover any of this stuff. So, in case you don't know, you probably know by now, but for your heroes and your lords, you can actually customize them now with the abilities. You can turn them on and off, and it's going to adjust their price. You can turn off everything, and they're super cheap. For the beastmen, the mounts that they have are these Razor Gore chariots, so it's kind of cool. And then they are also items. So for the Gorbul, what I typically do is I take off Foe Seeker because there's so much micromanagement in this game. I usually don't remember to hit these anyway until like the very end where there's not much left to do. So I usually take these off. I keep the other abilities on. Blood Greed is really good. Keeps the leadership up and speed up. And then the Slaughterer's Call is constant. Active if in melee. Everything around this Gorbul has additional leadership, charge bonus, and melee attack at all times. Thing is amazing. But then you can also slap a Gorbul with a potion of healing, which is super strong. You can also maybe use a potion of toughness if you want some more melee defense and armor, but both of these are really good for a Gorbul. This thing is insane. I'm not going to say it's overpowered, but man, the Gorbuls are super strong. Look at this damage. 420, 280 of it is armor piercing. They have a bonus versus large. They are really fast. They're little AoE buff is so good. Their self buff of Blood Greed is so good. They stay in the fight for so long. They just charge in. They can shatter units. They charge back out. They have high amount of armor. They are just so good. I can't just stress how good they are. In fact, I think the Beastmen are really strong. Really, really strong. Their greatest weakness is flying creatures. If you want to know how to beat them, take flying. If your vampire counts, take flying. If you beat Bretonia, take flying. Take King Lewin, Paladins, Pegasus Knights. They are very weak. The only thing they have to answer flying is magic missile. Like some of the spells from their casters can hit them. Besides that, the only unit that can hit them is going to be the Ungor Raider or maybe the Cygor, but the Cygor is kind of inaccurate, so you can just fly away from its rocks. They can summon a Manticore, but if you have air superiority, you can shut down a Manticore rather easy. It's also not an armor-piercing unit, so your more heavily armored flyers can deal with that pretty well, especially like a Terrorgeist for the vampire accounts. So yeah, if it seems like the Beastmen are really strong and if you're losing, just try and bring some air units, especially for like the Dwarves. The Dwarves, let me tell you, Gyrocopters, both Brimstone version and even these cheapies, really good against Beastmen. Really good. Can't stress that enough. If you ever fight a Beastman, always bring him if you're a dwarf. I'm not even kidding. I would almost never recommend bringing Gyrocopters in almost any situation, but Gyrocopters are super good because they don't have an answer for it. They don't have an answer for it. So at least like bring one normal, and then they may summon a Manticore on you. So like bring a Brimstone gun. Hell, bring 2 Brimstone guns. You're going to shut them down. Trust me. They don't have much in response for that. But yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed the battle. It was super chaotic. I know I didn't really tell much about the strategy going on because I didn't have one. But I still hope you enjoyed it. The next battles coming up are going to be a little less chaotic, not in the woods. And at that point, I kind of am getting a feel for the Beastmen. So I'm going to be able to talk a little bit more about what I was doing, what my plan was, what I normally do. I will see you all next time, everybody. Have a good day.